You're not trying to look 30 again. You're owning 50 and beyond. That's the difference. And it's powerful. Every wrinkle, every gray hair, you earn them. They're not flaws. They're proof you've lived, you've learned, and you're still standing. But let's be clear. Aging sharp doesn't mean giving up or letting go. It means showing up with self-respect. In the next hour, we're going to talk about how to take care of your skin, your grooming, your clothes, and most importantly, your confidence. Because the goal isn't to fight age. It's to own it and to look in the mirror and like what you see. Not because it's wrinkle-free, but because it's real. That's the difference between aging with desperation and aging with dignity. You've got lines on your face, maybe some gray in your hair, and a body that's been through its fair share. And guess what? That's not weakness. That's history. That's wisdom. That's character carved into your skin. You've earned every mark. This world will try to convince you that aging is a problem to solve, that you should fear every birthday, that somehow your value goes down as the candles on your cake go up. But the truth is aging isn't decline, it's an upgrade. If you treat it that way, if you choose to step into this season with self-respect instead of self-pity. Because this isn't about trying to turn back time. This is about turning into the strongest, sharpest version of yourself right now. When you were younger, the world taught you to prove yourself, to hustle, to impress. But now, you don't need to impress anyone. You've already proven enough. This is about showing up for you, not to compete with younger folks, not to relive your youth, but to stand proudly in who you've become. And part of that is taking care of yourself, inside and out. And I want to be clear about something. This isn't vanity. This isn't about pretending you're someone you're not. It's about showing up in the mirror and seeing someone who still cares. Someone who respects themselves enough to trim the beard, clean the nails, press the shirt, apply the moisturizer, and walk into the world like they matter. Because you do. There's a big difference between aging with style and aging sloppy. One says, I'm still here and I've still got something to say. The other says, I've checked out. And I know you're not checking out. You're checking in. You're leveling up. That's what today is about. This video isn't about hiding age. It's about honoring it. About giving you the simple, practical tools to look and feel your best without pretending you're 25. Because who needs to be 25 again? You've already done that. This is your time now. And it's a good time if you make it one. Over the next hour, we're going to walk through the things that really matter. We're going to start with skincare, not the kind you see in glossy magazines, but the kind that works for real people, real lives, and real skin after 50. We're going to keep it simple, affordable, and doable because your skin is your biggest organ, and if you take care of it, it shows. Then we'll move into grooming. Because let's be honest, grooming is more than just looking good. It's a signal to the world that you're still in the game. Whether it's trimming that beard, choosing to let the gray shine, or keeping the hair sharp, grooming isn't fluff. It's presence. It's pride. And when you clean up on the outside, something shifts on the inside too. You feel it. You carry yourself differently. Next, we'll get into clothing, not fashion, but style. Because after 50, it's not about trends. It's about what fits, what flatters, and what feels like you. No more chasing what's in. We'll talk about building a wardrobe that works for your body now, that makes you feel confident, not self-conscious. We'll break down the difference between looking well-dressed and trying too hard, between looking sharp and looking like you raided your kid's closet. But even all that skin, grooming, clothes, that's only half the story. The real engine behind looking your best isn't in the mirror. It's in your mindset, in the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you see yourself. So we're going to spend time building that inner confidence. Because the truth is, nothing you put on your face or body will matter if you're carrying shame, comparison, or self-doubt. Confidence at this age doesn't come from ego. It comes from peace. From knowing who you are, what you've lived through, and what you still have to offer. There's a line I want you to carry with you through this whole video. You've earned every wrinkle, but here's how to age sharp, not sloppy. It's not about being flawless. It's about being intentional, about taking pride in your presence. When you step out your door, people should feel your story, not because you're loud, not because you're flashy, but because you walk like someone who's lived, someone who's learned, someone who respects themselves. Think of the people you admire most, the ones who walk into a room and don't need to say a word. They have presence. That's not youth. That's depth. That's not a wrinkle-free face. It's a life well lived. That's what we're aiming for here. And I want to make something else clear. This isn't gender specific. Whether you're a man or a woman, the principles are the same. Take care of what you've been given. Don't shrink. Don't slouch into invisibility. There's still light in your eyes, purpose in your days, and value in your voice. And when you show up as your best self, clean, confident, and comfortable in your own skin, you remind the world that life after 50 isn't the end of the road. It's the beginning of something deeper. Maybe you've spent years putting other people first, raising kids, running a business, holding a household together. Maybe you didn't have the time or energy to focus on yourself. That's okay. But now is your time. You've got nothing left to prove. Now it's about showing up for you, with intention, with care, with confidence. And don't think you need to overhaul your life overnight. That's not the goal here. You don't need a 10-step morning ritual or a $1,000 skincare drawer. You need consistency, simplicity, habits that work for your life. We're going to talk about those. You're going to hear me say this more than once in this video. Looking good is about feeling good. And feeling good starts with respect for yourself. The outside only matters when it reflects what's inside. You've met people who look put together, but carry insecurity like a shadow. That's not what we're going for. We're going for alignment, where your appearance reflects your strength, not hides your fear. And if you're sitting there thinking, well, I've let things go too far, don't. There's no expiration date on starting over. There's no age limit on self-care. You can begin today. You can start this week. You can reclaim your presence, rebuild your habits, and reintroduce yourself to the mirror with pride. This video is here to walk with you, not to sell you a fantasy, but to remind you of what's already inside you. You don't need to be younger. You need to be present. You don't need to be flawless. You need to be intentional. So here's my invitation to you. Stay with me for the next hour. Give yourself this time, not just to learn a few tips, but to reconnect with the version of you that still wants to show up strong, the version that doesn't apologize for aging, but also doesn't neglect it. Because self-care isn't about holding on to youth. It's about honoring your worth. You've come this far. You've built a life. You've raised people. You've worked jobs. You've fought battles, lost some, won others. You've shown up for so many people. Now it's time to show up for you. This is about dignity, about quiet power, about walking into a room and not needing to say a thing, because everything about you already says it. I'm still here. I still matter. And I'm not done yet. So if you're ready to look in the mirror and not see what used to be, but instead see what still can be, then let's begin, because you haven't peaked. You've pivoted. And this next chapter, it's not about youth. It's about you. You've lived enough life to know this. The world doesn't always reward what's real. It chases youth, celebrates wrinkle-free faces, puts flawless skin on billboards and says, this is what beauty looks like. But here's what they don't tell you. Beauty after 50 looks different. It's not about being smooth and spotless. It's about being alive. It's about being present. It's about skin that tells a story and glows not because it's young, but because it's cared for. Skin changes as we age. That's just biology. You probably noticed it already. It gets drier, a little thinner, maybe more sensitive. Maybe those sunspots from long-forgotten beach days show up now. Maybe your skin doesn't bounce back quite like it used to. That's not failure. That's just time doing its thing. But here's the good news. Just because your skin has changed doesn't mean you can't take care of it. And it's never too late to start. Let's strip away all the fluff. Skincare at this stage isn't about 12-step routines or expensive serums that promise miracles. You don't need gimmicks. What you need is a routine that works. One that respects your skin where it is now and helps it feel hydrated, strong, and healthy. Let's talk about what that really looks like. Step 1. Cleanse. Not with harsh soap. Not with something that leaves your skin feeling tight or stripped. You want a gentle, hydrating cleanser. Something that removes a day's dirt and sweat without robbing your skin of its natural oils. For men, that means ditching the bar soap in the shower for something made for your face. For women, that might mean swapping out any cleanser that leaves you red or dry. Twice a day, morning and evening, is all it takes. Step 2, moisturize. Think of moisturizer as your skin's best friend. As you age, your skin produces less oil, which means it dries out faster. That dryness leads to dullness, irritation, and deeper lines. Moisturizer helps lock in hydration and create a barrier between your skin and the world. Look for something with ceramides, hyaluronic acid, or peptides. Don't worry about the fancy ingredients. Just find something that feels good, doesn't sting, and keeps your skin soft. Use it right after cleansing, when your skin is still a little damp. Step 3, SPF. Yes, even after 50. Yes, even if you're not sunbathing. Yes, even if it's cloudy. Sun damage is one of the top causes of aging skin, and it doesn't stop just because you've passed midlife. A moisturizer with SPF 30 built in is ideal. Daily use makes a huge difference, not just in how your skin looks, but in preventing serious conditions like skin cancer. And no, it's not just for women. Men, if you're listening, this one's for you too. Protect your skin. It's worth it. Step 4, exfoliate. Now, this one you don't need to do every day, but it matters. As we age, our skin cells don't shed as quickly, which can leave your skin looking dull or rough. Gentle exfoliation once or twice a week helps remove that dead layer and brings out a smoother, brighter complexion. Key word, gentle. Skip the scrubs with big gritty bits. Go for something with mild acids, like lactic or glycolic acid, that renew the skin without damaging it. This isn't about scrubbing yourself young. It's about helping your skin breathe again. But here's the thing most skincare conversations miss. Your skin doesn't just reflect what you put on it. It reflects what's happening inside you. Hydration matters. If you're not drinking enough water, your skin will show it. Dehydration leads to flakiness, tightness, and that tired look. So aim to sip throughout the day. Not just coffee, not just soda. Water. Simple, consistent hydration. Nutrition matters too. Your skin is made from the nutrients you feed it. Omega-3s from fish or flaxseed, antioxidants from fruits and vegetables, and proteins from lean meats or legumes all help build healthier skin from the inside out. You don't need a perfect diet, but aim for balance. Less sugar, more whole foods. Your skin and your energy will thank you. And don't underestimate sleep. Sleep is when your body repairs itself. If you're skimping on rest, your skin will look dull, tired, and older than it is. 7 to 8 hours a night isn't a luxury. It's maintenance. And it's one of the best anti-aging habits there is. Now, let's bust a myth that stops too many people in their tracks. It's too late to start. Nonsense. Whether you're 51 or 81, starting today will always be better than waiting. You don't need perfect skin. You need skin that's cared for. You'll be amazed what a few weeks of consistency can do. That dry patch on your cheek, it'll soften. That tight feeling around your eyes, it'll ease. And maybe, just maybe, when you look in the mirror, you'll feel a little more like yourself again. And let's talk budget. You don't need to spend a fortune. There are fantastic drugstore brands that work just as well, sometimes better, than luxury creams. It's not the price tag that matters. It's the habit. You can build a powerful routine with 3 or 4 products that cost less than a trip to the movies. This isn't about vanity. This is about saying, I still matter. This is about respecting the skin that has carried you through 5, 6, 7 decades. Skin that has felt joy, grief, sun, wind, and years of living. It deserves care. You deserve care. Because when your skin feels good, you feel good. When you feel good, you stand taller. You show up more fully. And that's the goal here, not to erase time, but to embrace it with strength. And if you're thinking, I'm not the type to do skincare, then hear this. Maybe it's time to become the type. Because being the type who takes care of themselves isn't soft. It's smart. It's not weak. It's wise. You've earned the right to live well, to care deeply, to look in the mirror and see someone who hasn't given up. This is how we start. Cleanse, moisturize, protect, exfoliate. Drink water. Eat better. Sleep deeply. Not perfectly, but better than yesterday. It's not complicated. It's consistent. And it's not for anyone else's approval. It's for you. Ready to keep going? Next, we're moving into grooming. Because clean and sharp doesn't end at your skin. Let's talk hair, posture, scent, and the small daily habits that separate presence from neglect. Let's be honest. There's a difference between getting older and letting yourself go. One is inevitable. The other is optional. Grooming at its core isn't about impressing other people. It's not about pretending to be younger. It's about honoring yourself. It's about showing the world, and more importantly, yourself, that you're still in the game. You still care. That self-respect still lives in the small things. How you comb your hair, trim your nails, carry yourself into a room. So let's get into it. Hair. For many of us, it's the first place time leaves its signature. It thins. It grays. For some, it disappears entirely. And that can mess with your confidence, if you let it. But here's the truth. Gray hair is not a weakness. It's not something to hide unless you want to. It's a crown of experience. That said, owning your gray doesn't mean letting it dry out, frizz up, or turn yellow. If you're going natural, care for it. Use a purple tone shampoo once a week to keep the color bright. Condition it, especially if it feels wiry. Trim it regularly to keep the shape intentional, not overgrown. Gray and polished is a power move. Gray and unkempt, not so much. And if you're someone who prefers to color your hair, great. Do it. Just keep it subtle, low maintenance, and professionally done if possible. Over-dyed, flat, shoe polished black sends a wrong message. You're not trying to be 30 again. You're signaling that you're still sharp, still showing up. Choose a shade that complements your skin tone and keeps things looking natural. Gentlemen, that includes you. Less is more. Then there's the scalp. It's often ignored until it itches, flakes, or shows signs of thinning. But your scalp is skin too. Keep it clean. Use a shampoo that doesn't strip it dry. If you got thinning or hair loss, don't panic. A product with ingredients like minoxidil can help, but so can accepting the change and adapting. A close cut or shaved head isn't surrender. It's a strong style choice if you own it. Now, facial grooming. For men, your beard isn't just facial hair, it's a statement. Whether you got a full beard, a goatee, or just some weekend stubble, keep it clean. Trim the edges. Shape it to flatter your jawline. Use beard oil or balm to soften the texture and avoid that dry, scruffy look. A well-groomed beard says, I take care of myself. A wild, uneven beard says something else entirely. If you're clean-shaven, invest in a good razor. One that doesn't tear up your skin. Use a shave cream that hydrates, not foams up like a cheap soap. And finish with soothing balm, no alcohol-based splash that burns. Your face deserves better than that. For women, facial hair can be frustrating. Hormonal shifts can bring on new hair growth. Chin, upper lip, jawline. It's completely normal. But if it bothers you, you got options. Tweezing, waxing, dermaplaning, or using gentle facial razors. None of it is shameful. You're not trying to be perfect. You're just choosing how you want to show up. And that's your right. Let's not forget eyebrows. For both men and women, they frame the face. Overplucked brows from years past may need a little filling in. Wild, Untrimmed brows may need a touch-up. A quick tidy with a brow brush or pencil, not to reshape, but to enhance what's already there, goes a long way. Now let's move south, nail care. It's one of the most overlooked areas of grooming, but one of the most noticeable. Clean, trimmed nails on both hands and feet send a message. You're not sloppy. You're not checked out. You respect the details. That doesn't mean you need salon manicures. Although if you enjoy them, go for it. But basic nail hygiene at home? Non-negotiable. Posture. It's not grooming in the traditional sense, but it's part of the image you present to the world. Shoulders back. Chest open. Head up. Not rigid, not forced, just proud. Aging sometimes causes people to fold in on themselves. Hunchbacks, downcast eyes, smaller movements. But here's what you need to know. Posture is power. You can change how you feel simply by how you hold your body. And yes, it makes you look sharper, stronger, more confident. Then there's scent. Here's a rule. Subtle, always. Heavy perfumes and colognes, a thing of the past. Your goal now is not to walk into a room nose first. It's to leave a quiet, clean impression. Something fresh. Something warm. Something that suits you, not what's trendy. Choose a light cologne, an essential oil, or a neutral deodorant that doesn't fight your natural scent but supports it. And always apply to clean skin, never to cover up, because real grooming isn't about masking anything. It's about enhancing what's already there. A clean, sharp person doesn't need to try too hard. They let their presence speak before their perfume does. There's a phrase we use here, clean and sharp. It's not about looking fancy. It's not about trying to stand out. It's about signaling that you respect yourself, that you put in effort, that you show up to life ready. You don't need perfect hair. You don't need model skin. You need intention. You need consistency. Because grooming, like skincare, is less about routine and more about attitude. You are not invisible after 50. You are not irrelevant. You're not fading. You're evolving. And how you care for yourself sends a message about how you see yourself. Are you worth the 5 extra minutes to wash your face right? Are you worth keeping your nails clean, your shirt pressed, your hair shaped? The answer is yes. You're not doing this for compliments. You're doing it for dignity. Because when you take care of yourself, you move differently. You speak with more authority. You make stronger eye contact. You walk into the room like you belong. Because you do. So start small. Comb the hair. Trim the beard. Clean the nails. Stand tall. Smell fresh. And watch what happens, not just in how people respond to you, but in how you respond to yourself. Next up, we talk style. Not fashion. Style. How to dress your body. Your body, so it reflects your pride, not your past. Style doesn't ask you to be trendy. It doesn't care about runway fashion or the latest influencer posts. Style asks you to know yourself. It's less about looking young, more about looking put together. Less about dressing to impress, more about dressing to express. And after 50, style gets interesting, because now you actually know who you are. You've tried the fads. You've worn the loud shirts, the shoulder pads, the bold prints. Some of it worked. Some of it didn't. That's the point. You've earned the wisdom to know what fits, what flatters, and what feels right. But here's the challenge. Somewhere along the way, many people stop paying attention. They start dressing for comfort only, or worse, for invisibility. The wardrobe becomes baggy, shapeless, forgettable. And with it, a piece of their confidence begins to dim. That ends today. Because dressing well at 50 and beyond isn't about chasing youth. It's about owning your presence. It's about choosing clothes that match the strength, clarity, and character you built over a lifetime. It's about showing the world that you still see yourself, and you still take pride in what you see. Let's start with a simple rule. Fit over fashion. Clothes that fit your current body, not the one you had 10 years ago, will always look better than expensive pieces that hang or squeeze. If something's too tight, it doesn't flatter, it distracts. If it's too loose, it doesn't hide anything. It just makes you look like you've stopped trying. Go for structure. Go for clean lines. Get to know a good tailor. Because a $40 shirt that fits well will always beat a $200 shirt that doesn't. Try on different cuts. Move around in them. Raise your arms. Sit down. Do they move with you or fight against you? If your clothes work against your body, your confidence will too. Now, let's talk about essentials. For men, a crisp button-down shirt, pressed, clean, in a neutral tone, is a powerhouse. It makes a statement. You're present, you're polished, and you care. Jeans? Go for a dark wash, straight leg, minimal distressing. They should sit comfortably at the waist. No sagging, no pinching. Add a quality belt, leather shoes, and suddenly you're sharp without trying too hard. Own a good blazer. Doesn't have to be formal, just structured. It instantly elevates any outfit, even over a t-shirt. And don't underestimate the power of clean sneakers or loafers. Worn down soles, frayed laces, scuffed toes, they speak louder than you think. Invest in shoes that match the dignity of your stride. For women, it's time to simplify and elevate. Forget chasing trends, chase lines, layers, and longevity. A well-fitting pair of slacks, a flattering blouse, a soft cardigan or tailor jacket. These are staples. A-line skirts, dark denim, a couple wrap dresses, timeless. Find your palette. Warm earth tones, deep blues, gentle grays, colors that reflect grace, not noise. Accessories? Intentional, not cluttered. A leather bag that wears with character. Earrings that match your energy, not your age. A scarf that softens or sharpens, depending on your mood. You don't need a drawer full of things. You need a few things that make you feel seen. And shoes, for heaven's sake, good shoes. They don't have to be heels or stiff dress shoes, but they should be clean, supportive, and stylish enough to show you care. Because nothing ruins a great outfit like tired, beat-up footwear. Now here's the golden rule for both men and women. Don't try to dress young. It backfires. Loud graphic tees, over-the-top prints, pants 2 sizes too small, or fashion choices aimed at blending with the kids. They don't make you look younger. They make you look like you're pretending. And no one wears pretense well after 50. Instead, dress you. Dress with dignity, with clarity, with pride in who you are now. Not who you were, not who you wish you could be, but the strong, seasoned, self-aware person you've become. Confidence has a look. It's not flashy. It's not loud. It's clean lines. It's knowing what colors light up your face. It's standing in the mirror and saying, "This is me and I still show up." So here's your challenge. Go through your closet this week. Try everything on. Not in your head, on your body. Ask, does this make me feel proud? Does it fit the body I have? Does it align with who I am now? If the answer is no, let it go. It's not a failure. It's a shedding of the old skin. And then choose pieces that support the life you're living, not the one you lived before, not the fantasy of some future version of you. Clothes for your work, your family dinners, your walks in the park, your travel, your joy. Build a wardrobe that lives with you, because when you dress with purpose, something shifts. You carry yourself differently. You're not hiding behind your clothes. You're stepping into them, fully, intentionally, sharply. And no, this isn't about vanity. It's about attitude. It's about saying, I've still got it. Not it as in youth, but it as in fire, as in pride, as in the courage to be seen, not shrink. You're not trying to go back. You're moving forward, stylishly, clearly, powerfully. Next, we go deeper, beyond grooming, beyond clothing, into the foundation that holds all together. Confidence. Inner, quiet, grounded confidence that doesn't have to shout. Confidence isn't a loud thing. It doesn't need flashing lights or a booming voice to announce itself. Real confidence walks into a room quietly, stands tall, and doesn't need anyone's permission to take up space. And after 50, confidence gets redefined. Because in your 20s, Confidence might have come from approval, what people said about you, how you looked in the mirror, how you compare to others. In your 30s, it was about achievement, what you built, what you earned, the roles you played. In your 40s, maybe it came from resilience, what you survived, what you held together, what you powered through. But after 50, confidence comes from clarity. Clarity about who you are and who you're not, what matters and what doesn't. It comes from living through enough life to stop performing and start owning. And yes, that takes practice, because the world is still whispering in your ear. Stay young. Hide the wrinkles. Don't slow down. Don't let them see you age. But confidence says, I'm not here to impress. I'm here to be. So, how do you build that kind of confidence? It starts with the mirror. You look into it. And instead of picking yourself apart, you look yourself in the eye and say, this is me, and I'm proud of what I've lived through. Every wrinkle, every gray hair, every scar, every change in your body is proof of a life lived, not wasted, not forgotten, lived. Speak out loud if you need to. This isn't just a motivational trick. It's neurological. Affirmations, spoken with intention, retrain your brain. They shift your inner dialogue from criticism to compassion. Try saying this when you get up in the morning. I've earned my age. I take care of myself. I show up for my life. Do it even when you don't feel it, especially when you don't feel it, because confidence isn't a feeling, it's a habit. Next, pay attention to how you carry yourself. Your posture is your body's version of confidence. Are your shoulders pulled back? Is your head held high? Are you making eye contact when you speak to people? These small cues send messages, not just to others, but to yourself. When you carry yourself like someone who matters, you feel like someone who matters. Confidence is a decision, not a reaction. It's deciding to walk into a room without shrinking. It's deciding to speak without apologizing. It's deciding that you have value because of your experience, not in spite of it. And here's a truth that might surprise you. Aging doesn't weaken confidence. It frees it, because by now you've seen enough. You've been disappointed. You've been hurt. You've made mistakes. You've lost people. You've questioned yourself. And yet, you're still here. That's not weakness. That's power. You're no longer driven by the approval of the crowd. You've learned how to listen to your own voice. That quiet, steady inner compass that says, this is right for me. This is not worth my peace. This is who I am. And the most powerful shift? You start letting go of comparison. You don't measure your value against someone else's timeline, wardrobe, success, or body. You've lived enough to know everyone is fighting something. Everyone has a private storm. And the highlight reel you see on social media is not real life. So instead of chasing perfection, you start accepting your story. Not just the pretty parts. The whole thing. The heartbreak. The doubt. The moments you had to rebuild. Because when you own your story, no one can use it against you. You stop hiding. And hiding is the enemy of confidence. That's when something beautiful happens. You stop waiting to feel ready. You stop needing everything to be perfect before you start living boldly. You start showing up. You start raising your hand. You start laughing louder, loving deeper, taking more risks, not foolish ones, but the kind that say, I'm still in this life. I'm not on the sidelines. That's the heart of real confidence. It's not what you wear. It's not how smooth your skin is. It's not how many people compliment you. It's how you show up when no one is watching. It's how you treat yourself in private. It's how you speak to the little voice inside that says, maybe I'm not enough, and you answer it with, I already am, because you are. And the world needs more of that. More people over 50 walking tall. More people over 50 loving themselves out loud. More people over 50 saying, I'm not fading, I'm rising. So if confidence feels like a stretch right now, start small. Start by standing up straighter. Start by catching one negative thought and replacing it. Start by wearing something that makes you feel like you. Start by speaking up in that next conversation instead of holding back. And little by little, moment by moment, it will grow, not in fireworks, not in applause, but in a deep, steady sense of self that says, I know who I am, I like who I've become, and I still have chapters left to write. Now, let's bring it all home. In the final stretch, we'll pull everything together, your grooming, your self-care, your attitude, and turn it into action, because knowing is great, but doing is where the change happens. Shall I continue with the final section, the closing wrap-up and action steps? You've made it this far with grit, with grace, with growth. That's not something to overlook. That's something to honor. There's a quiet kind of power in getting to this point in life and realizing that the best parts of you aren't behind you. They're finally whole. You've shed so many roles, so many expectations. You've let go of what didn't serve you. And now you get to show up for you. You don't need to turn back time. Let that sink in. You don't need to rewind the clock. You don't need to erase the lines on your face, the gray in your hair, or the softness in your frame. Those aren't flaws. Those are signs of life lived. Real life, not a curated highlight reel. You've earned every wrinkle, every laugh line, every scar. And not just physically, emotionally too. Every setback, every heartbreak, every tough lesson. Those carved your character. That's not something to cover up. That's something to stand on. But standing on it doesn't mean stopping there. It means asking yourself, what does living well look like now? Because you're not done. Not by a long shot. You still have mornings to wake up to, conversations to lead, people to love, places to go, and a self you can still become. So how do you walk forward with pride, with intention, with that spark in your eye that says, I know who I am, and I care enough to show it? You start by showing up for yourself every day, not just when there's a reason, not just when there's a special occasion, but as a practice. Because self-respect isn't built in big gestures. It's built in small, quiet moments, like the choice to get out of bed and drink water first thing, like the decision to stretch before you pour that first cup of coffee, like setting your clothes out with care, even if no one's going to see you, but you. Those aren't vanity. Those are acts of dignity. They're reminders that you still see yourself, that you still believe you matter. And when you treat yourself like you matter, other people pick up on that. Not because you're asking for approval, but because you're radiating ownership. And there's nothing more attractive than someone who owns their age, their body, their style, and their spirit. So let's talk about 5 small things you can do this week. Practical habits. Simple shifts. Nothing complicated. But done consistently, they'll change the way you see yourself. They'll change the way others see you. And more importantly, they'll change the way you feel inside your own life. First, hydrate like your future depends on it. Because it does. Water is one of the most underrated tools for looking and feeling sharp. Dry skin? Puffy eyes? Fatigue? Foggy thinking? All of that improves with proper hydration. Aim for half your body weight in ounces per day. Start your morning with a full glass before coffee. Keep a bottle nearby. Add lemon if you like. Hydration fuels everything. Your skin, your digestion, your energy. It's a silent upgrade and it's free. Second, get outside every day. Not once a week. Not when the weather's perfect. Every day. Even if it's just for 10 minutes. Step outside. Breathe in the air. Let sunlight hit your face. Move your body. You don't need a gym. You need nature. A walk around the block, a few minutes tending to your garden, sitting on a bench with your coffee. The outdoors grounds you. It reminds you that the world is bigger than your worries and that you're still a part of it. Third, choose your clothes with care, even if no one will see you. This isn't about impressing others. It's about signaling to yourself, I'm worth showing up for. Put on clean clothes that fit your current body, not the one from 10 years ago. Not the one you wish you had. This body, this beautiful, seasoned, lived-in body that's carried you through everything. Dress it with dignity. Wear colors that make you feel alive. Shoes that support you. Clothes that say, I haven't given up and I never will. Fourth, speak to yourself the way you'd speak to someone you love. This one's big because your inner voice shapes your outer presence. If you're constantly saying, I look old, I'm not attractive anymore, I'm past my prime, guess what? That energy follows you. But if you catch those thoughts and replace them with, I am growing stronger, I am becoming more myself, I am still worthy, you begin to rewrite the story you live in. You begin to step into the truth of your value. And that truth is powerful. Fifth, connect with others, not just out of obligation, out of desire. Human connection is fuel. Reach out to someone, a friend, a sibling, a neighbor. Start a conversation. Share something real. Don't wait for them to call. Be the one who initiates. Relationships after 50 deepen in ways you can't understand. There's richness here. There's wisdom. There's laughter that comes from a place of knowing. Don't isolate yourself. You're not meant to go it alone. Now, let me be real with you. Some days will still feel heavy. There will be mornings where you doubt, where your body aches, where the mirror catches you off guard. That's okay. You're human. This isn't about pretending everything's perfect. It's about choosing to keep showing up anyway. It's about honoring the highs and the lows. Because confidence isn't the absence of struggle. It's the willingness to walk through it with your head held high. And that's what aging sharp is really about. It's not about Botox. It's not about hiding. It's not about pretending you're 35. It's about showing up with clarity, care, and calm power. It's about saying, this is my life, and I'm not coasting. I'm still steering. You can't control every part of aging, but you can control how you meet it, with intention, with grace, with fire in your chest and wisdom in your bones. And here's what I want you to remember most. It's never too late. It's not too late to start taking care of your skin. It's not too late to clean up your grooming. It's not too late to refine your style. It's not too late to rewrite your self-talk. It's not too late to reconnect with yourself and to move forward with confidence. You have decades of lived experience behind you. Don't let that go to waste. Use it. Let it inform how you care for yourself, how you treat others, how you dress, how you speak, how you walk into a room. And when you do all that with love, not with shame, not with panic, not with regret, but with love, you become magnetic. Not because you're chasing youth, because you're embodying depth. And that is the kind of beauty that never fades. So if something in this message spoke to you, hold on to it. Let it settle. Let it become part of the way you live. This isn't a performance. This isn't a makeover show. This is real life. Your life. And it's worth living fully, proudly, and well. If you found this helpful, I want to hear from you. Leave a comment below and tell me, what's one thing you're going to do this week to reclaim your confidence, to treat yourself with more care, to age with clarity instead of confusion? And don't forget to subscribe. We're building community here, a place for men and women over 50 to gather, learn, and grow without shame, without pressure, just with truth, practical advice, and a whole lot of heart. Next week, we're going deeper. We've cared for the body. Now we care for the mind. Join me for our next video. Inside the Mind, Mental Fitness and Brain Health After 50. We'll talk about staying sharp, emotionally strong, and mentally resilient. Because aging well isn't just skin deep, it's soul deep. And you deserve to thrive on every level. Until then, look in the mirror, stand tall, and remember, you're not fading. You're rising. You're aging sharp. Not sloppy, not scared, but strong, clear, and full of presence. And that is something the world needs more of